Alright, welcome back to another episode of, what is this? This is Real Rap Mini. It sounds discouraging because it is. It's Halo episode 2.
Halo!
And I don't think the new format even works now, because usually it would be, alright, what do we like? Because that's going to be really short. And what do we dislike? Which is usually really long. It's nothing but dislike.
See, I said last time that I couldn't believe that I found a series that I dislike more than Ruby, but I think we found it.
Yeah, this is
I think we found it.
this is not that great.
It's bad. It's bad.
Feels like the writing is kind of just here, for lack of a better term. The writing is just in quotations here, because they're trying to do that weird thing where they focus on Chief as a human being, as opposed to just, telling the story of him killing a bunch of aliens to save the world.
I don't listen, man. They had anything that they could have done. They could have done if they wanted to break the mold, which is something that they do want to do, because they took Chief, they took away, what was it? His shit is called Blue Team in the games in the books. They took away Blue Team, they took away Cortana. It's like, all right, we're making this story focused on Master Chief. So they wanted to obviously get people to watch the show, but they also wanted to be fucking original. They could have done it like other games that haven't focused on Chief they were received really well. ODST has actually the most cookie cutter bland nigga ever. I don't even think you can customize a nigga in ODST. Noble 6 is more of a character than that nigga was, bro.
I mean,
and that's not saying much.
The thing is that the thing with Chief and 6 is that they're guys that convey emotion without speaking.
Right. There's like body language to everything that they do.
This is what we talked about in episode 1, where you can convey emotion without speaking. It's not hard. It's not difficult. You just write your character well and establish their morals for the most part.
And they said, fuck it, let's use Chief, but not use Chief at all, because this guy, we said it wasn't Chief in the first episode. I don't know how, like, between episodes it got less and less Master Chief and more like whoever this is, because even like the later iterations of fucking 343's nonsense, whatever they're doing, I don't think I've ever heard Chief like yell like in anger before, like that.
He was basically doing the fucking Christian Bale shit. if you could think of Bale's Batman, it's the same shit. That's what they had this guy doing in this underground prison.
Where's Rachel? What am I?
Shit, bro. Guy screaming at this coked out black man.
God.
Fuck me, man.
Bro.
Who wrote this shit? That's gonna be the new title of this fucking show. Who wrote this shit?
Now the thing about Chief is that like there's been times where he's been a fucking, alright, maybe not times, because at most in a cutscene he'll say like 2 sentences, but this guy just kept going and going and fucking going and going. And the thing is, like, people are like, alright, this is a TV show, it's not a game, he has to talk. And it's like, I don't think so. Because there's people around him. Like, he's always surrounded by people, whether it's UNSC or fucking when he's in the slum quarter, whatever the fuck is going on there. Kwanha. Like, there are people around him to where he can play off of them and do his fucking one-liner thing. Because I think now, more than ever, when everybody wants to be deep with their dialogue and shit like that, and everybody never shuts the fuck up and people are doing monologues more than ever, you can have Master Chief just, like, be a fucking cheesy action hero. And just say the bare minimum and get like his point across.
Literally, like, what was it? Don't stray from the yellow brick road.
In Halo 3, when fucking what's his name? When the Prophet of Truth was fucking broadcasting his shitty ass speech to the UNSC like underground base in Africa or whatever. And then the feed cuts. And then Chief's just like, does he always talk about me? Like shit like that. I think that's good. I don't need to know. I really don't need to know about that. I don't need him to like ask how long has he been transmitting this stuff, or be all super serious like they have him in this. Because despite using the Master Chief, it doesn't feel like Chief at all. It doesn't feel like him. I don't know who it feels like. I don't know who this guy is. That's not Master Chief. I don't think that's ever been Master Chief. You can't show me a book where that guy's like that. Some nonsense.
They're gonna find the book, don't worry.
I bet.
And before anyone is like, oh, well, you guys are just mad it's not the game. Yes. But at the same time, I'm mad
It's
that you
not
guys
good
couldn't.
either.
Yeah, no, that's what I was getting at. You guys couldn't even develop something that's at least better or at least adjacent to the games. This is
Like it
character
doesn't.
assassination.
Like sure, we might have been angry or upset that it's not Halo, regardless, but it's not good either. And oh, it's only 2 episodes. I'm not engaged. I'm not having fun.
What is it?
And
It's the 3 episode rule, right?
yeah, but I think that's voided because these episodes are long as fuck. These are hour-long
They have me
episodes.
watching an hour of some fucking mid.
Fam, this is a movie, dog. Like an
The
hour,
cold
like
opens
40.
are like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because they know the intro sucks. So I mean, why would you put that at the beginning? Niggas are just
Why do
gonna
you
turn
even
this
have
shit
an
off.
intro?
Because they want to put Chief in front of the thing.
I wonder why TV shows don't do that. Like, what's the
What
point of just open your show up? You don't need to break up the tension. Put the entrance at the end and have it just be the credit. I forgot what show did that. I think the Korean shows do that. I'm pretty sure.
Does maybe the Marvel shows do it? Well, not Loki. I know that. I think WandaVision might have done that.
Because I can't like off the top of my head pull out shows that have done that, but that it's a thing, and it's something that I don't see often that I wish shows did more. Because I really don't like. Because unless it's something like Zenkaiger where it has things that are important to the episode of the day or whatever in the opening, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I think that like I think yeah. No, also what is it? I think Shinsekai Yori doesn't have an opening; it just has the ED. That show's godlike, but I don't know. This show did not need one at all. I guess we're hating hard, but this is.
Oh, this is hate.
I don't know.
Hey, and I'm here to hate because everybody says I like nothing. But maybe you guys should stop pushing shit in my face.
None of the plots are good. The UNSC Reach plot is not good. The fucking struggle for power is just not good. It doesn't go anywhere. Cause why try to like struggle for power when we all know that the Covenant is fucking here to wipe out humanity? We're in a war. What is there a power struggle for? Oh, Cortana, what you're doing is unjust. Or not Cortana, Halsey, Dr. Halsey, what you're doing is unjust, inhumane, and a blatant disregard for human life. All Halsey has to say is, nigga, I have results and we are getting glassed. Like our planets are being burned and turned to ash. We need all the help we can get. And I don't think we have the room for morals right now. And you can't really refute that.
It's also the fake morals as well. Like it's completely fake morals because Keyes was completely fine with blowing up that little girl in the first episode because it was what was best for business basically. And then the next episode, now he's mad that they want to turn Chief into a fucking Terminator.
Like they're like, all right, let's boom the girl. She won't run a propaganda campaign for us. And then Halsey's like, I want to completely wipe the mind of these Spartans and have them replaced by artificial intelligence units. And then Keyes is like, no. And everybody's like, that's fucked up. But it only takes one other person to say, yeah, I approve. So for all them to be like, all right, let's go get him. Let's run it. I don't have any other ideas. Like, all right, nigga, the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. That guy seems to have just given up.
Like, it's always been like a kind of like background thing for the most part, that what the Spartan program was fucked up. But at the same time, like we are losing bad.
We are losing recipes.
We are losing bad to the Covenant. Like, we are losing very bad to the Covenant. Like, we are losing. We need this shit. And then now
we can start talking about the episode now.
I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing
Jesus
to talk
Christ. About. I mean, we can talk about Soren as a character just showing up. The entire episode is about Soren, by the way. It's not even about Chief. It's literally about Soren, and then they have him do some egregious shit at the end.
They fucking sprinkle in a little bit of Covenant. Hey, this artifact is not what it seems. Ooh. Halo ring! Oh my god! And then Soren starts arguing about, oh, you left me! Fucking Soren,
bro,
one of Master Chief's homies from 22 years back in the day. 22 years ago, right? Chief and this black guy were planning to leave the UNSC together, right? Chief was on board up until the night of. Chief was like, alright, let's do it, right? They're ready to leave. Chief pulls up. Soren's like, yeah, where's your armor? And then Chief is like, nah, I'm bringing you in. Soren is like, bruh. Chief is like, nope, I'm gonna bring you in. Get ready to get taken to fucking jail, nigga. And then Soren is like, bro, why are you doing this? And then after Chief has a change of heart and is like, oh, it looks like my gun jam. At that point, why even show up? Why not just leave that nigga fucking standing there all night? If you're just gonna show up to not even arrest. Hey, I'm here to tell you I'm gonna fucking sound all of the alarms in about 10 minutes. And it's just like, okay. And then Soren is like, why don't you give me more than 5 minutes? Why don't you give me 10 minutes? And Chief is like, nope, you get 5 minutes. And then Soren carries that grudge for 22 years. All right,
Yeah,
man.
and he talks about how he was burned up and shit because they shot him out of the sky and his Pelican or whatever crashed. Whatever fucking vehicle
Fucking
that is.
black,
Hornet,
black off.
Blackbird. X-Men better fucking show anyway.
To me,
God.
my X-Men.
Yeah, thanks, Charlemagne. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. It was Joe Budden was fucking Professor X, and Charlemagne was Magneto. Still one of the most cursed images on the internet.
That shit is great. That shit is fucking godlike.
It's still cursed. Like, what the fuck you saying?
Oh,
No,
man.
but okay. So the Soren thing, it makes no sense.
And then Soren gets blown out of the sky by the UNSC, so now he has nothing but the clothes on his fucking back. And by clothes, I mean armor. The armor off his fucking back, and an idea to make some fucking place free of police, free of government, free of all that, all that rule shit. So that's just, guys being dudes, right?
Literally.
Which is weird because they have a bunch of niggas locked up as if they're prisoners, and all them niggas answer to him. So technically, there is a government, as far as we know. It's like a
it's his government though, and he can totally, oh, what the fuck, he can totally, keep them safe.
yes.
Of course.
And there's this very awesome scene when Master Chief shows up. It's so cool, guys. He shows up, right? And then all the guys pull their guns on him, but then they realize, wait, that's a Spartan. We can't beat him. And they put their guns back, right? So instead of like fighting him or shooting him or anything like that, they like put a forklift with some stuff in his way. And it looks like heavy stuff, so I'm assuming it's heavy. Therefore, like, a Spartan wouldn't be able to like push it out the way because it's a lot of heavy stuff, right?
So you would
And then
think.
Chief pushes it out the way, and it's so simple to him. He uses one hand for it. Like, he's so cool. And it's a fucking useless ass scene. It's just like, why is this here?
It's a feat of strength that doesn't actually tell me that he's strong.
Oh, people don't like Spartans. I get that. Like, you told me he just killed a woman that was an insurrectionist, but only because she was an insurrectionist.
Yeah, there was no discretion.
And then there was a bunch of dialogue in episode 1 about how people don't like Spartans. And I understand it's supposed to show don't tell, but that's like the worst way you could have shown it. Because like after that, nobody tries Chief at all. Nobody tries him. Nobody tries him.
It's like the Mandalorian shit.
Niggas don't test this gangster.
Like I just walked in and the entire room changes clearly.
No, niggas have tested that guy's gangster all throughout that series.
Okay, cool.
One of the first episodes, them niggas fucking... He has to fucking crunch some nigga by putting him through a door or something like that.
That sounds way cooler than me just watching this guy walk around with his helmet off and stomp around like an asshole. Literally like a teenage girl wearing Doc Martens. Pick your fucking feet up.
It is. It's a lot cooler of a show because they have a plan for that one instead of just like, hey, let's make a sci-fi show, I guess. Do we know anything about Halo? No?
TNT's big ticket movies.
Let's get one of the PAs to play. Which one do people like? Halo 2? Get one of the PAs to play that. Go ahead.
So they have the whole thing. So Soren's got a whole family. He's got a whole thing. His wife is white, or white passing. I don't know what.
Milkman in space, bro. Don't make no black ass baby too.
Baby black as shit, and this lady is white passing or white or whatever.
Your name is fucking Kessler too, like, bruh.
And they're doing coke in front of their kid.
Also, it's 2552, and you telling me churros made it that long?
Clearly,
fam, these niggas are on an asteroid rock. Where do they get sugar from?
Bro, come on. They found some sugar in the damn minerals on the rock.
It doesn't make any sense. What's up, Soul?
So somebody was trading. They did the thing.
The Mexicans off his face.
I didn't say that. See, they were trading rocks for sugar and shit. Clearly,
You know what the Covenant doesn't have?
Sugar.
They ain't got this fucking this churro recipe.
They ain't got that liquid death. Is what they don't fucking have. But basically, it's fucking
Maybe
this
if we
episode is very shit.
Maybe if we made the Prophet of Regret eat a fucking Kit Kat bar, we'd be alright.
That guy would have that nigga drinking McDonald's Sprite, dog. And end this whole fucking war. Covenant is fucked. It's when they were talking about the Victorian child, and you give them anything from the 21st century, and they will just fall out. because their bodies are just
What?
shit. Apparently, that's how you treat the Covenant. You give any of them elders or any of them prophets or whatever, anything from the fucking 25th century, whatever the fuck this is.
Giving the lead a fucking get that nigga some red Kool-Aid with mag sugar in it, and watch and
Give
watch
that
him
nigga some
dissolve.
Pedialyte and watch him do the Harlem Shake, dog. Like, this show
Oh my
fucking stinks, man. Fucking
what they
sucks.
got us talking about, man.
All right, I mean, all right, all right, all
Right.
right. So the episode 1 ends with Chief deciding to save Quaha's life and taking the relic to an undisclosed location. This location is where Soren is residing and hiding or whatever, in hiding, obviously, because I guess he's a fugitive. From what we were trying to theory craft, nobody cares that this guy is alive because he knows nothing, I guess. Even though he
Yeah,
knows all the secrets to the Spartan program.
yeah, was in the Spartan program, has Spartan armor, so if niggas really wanted to, they could recreate. He could sell that to the insurrectionists and have them make their own versions of Spartan armor. If they wanted to, I guess.
Now, I didn't think
But
about this, but maybe when they shot him out the sky, they completely destroyed his armor and set him on fire.
I would hope so. I think that's the only like logical explanation we can get for it.
Maybe he's got fucking paper mache armor, is what it is, and that's why he didn't have any fucking.
But
They
the
didn't
thing
have
is,
any robotics in there or whatever.
I know I'm going to do it again, right? But from what I've been shown in these games, Spartan armor is very, very durable.
Yeah, because they're
It's very
sitting here
durable.
shooting fucking tank shells at Chief, and he's just okay.
Man, Chief is jumping out of everything. He's jumping out of spaceships from orbit and crash landing in Africa, and he's perfectly fine. Like he doesn't need like a few hours to like. Well, obviously, yeah, he does. But as soon as they unlock his armor, that nigga's up, right as rain.
Okay, that shit was crazy.
We're not leaving him.
That
Yeah,
guy
he's
really did
not.
crash
Nigga,
land in the middle of fucking Africa and was completely
what?
fucking fine.
What do you mean you're fine?
Like the only thing that happened was his suit powered down. No broken bones or nothing. Not even like a displaced organ or bone or something. That guy really just got his shields turned back on and he just got up and started clapping.
And this isn't the first time that he's jumped from some shit before. Halo 2, he jumped out of the fucking whatever fucking thing that was. No, I think he dropped the bomb on the one of the super carriers. And then in Halo 1, in one of the fucking, I think the ODST dropped. No, it was a Pelican or some shit like that. It crashes, kills every single fucking Marine in it, and then Chief walks out like, damn, you niggas slacking.
The Marines really are fucking lemmings. That's fantastic.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's the same armor we see here. So,
I have not seen a fucking Marine in how long? Did the guy not exist? What's going on here?
they don't matter. I told you, post fucking Reach, Marines don't matter.
Okay, so here's the thing. So Chief ran away. He took the bag. What is it? Damn briefcase, or whatever. He took the briefcase. He went to the remote planet. Soren's on the planet. They give us the Soren backstory solely because Soren's going to be in this episode. Then they talk about whatever it is they talk about. It's also really awkward because Soren is clearly upset about being given 5 minutes and then being blown up, and that Chief didn't go with him. So the entire episode is Soren trying to basically get this guy to break character, which is really awkward because he just says things and then doesn't react. Even his wife is like, "Yo, can you leave mans alone?"
Lay off him, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Like he is pushing to get this guy to corpse or break character or something, knowing it's not gonna happen.
Aren't you Spartans for being in the military and fighting aliens? Fuck you guys. I'm free. You guys are free.
They then talk to the fucking Kool-Aid man in a box. I forgot this guy's Wrath, I think it is. They talk to the Kool-Aid man and he's like, "Yeah, I was on a Covenant ship.
There we go. My fault.
They I went loopy basically, but I know them Jones when I see him. So they take the key out because it's a key to the Halo ring, obviously, because Halo, right? At least we're doing that, right? At least that's in the show. So they discuss the ring. You hear about the I forgot what they called that guy already, and we watched this shit like 20 minutes ago or whatever.
Okay.
Basically, they called the guy the chosen one, and
Oh yeah,
then
the black one.
old boy Kool-Aid Man freaks out, and Chief ends up touching it. It sends a shockwave like it did in the first episode, and then the Kool-Aid Man explains that so the Halo rings are death. Basically, they're death incarnate, and the only way for you to stop them is for you to destroy the artifact and kill yourself, basically. And so what this does is Chief decides to make the decision. Oh, this was this was also the scene where he decided to go full Christian Bale and start screaming in this little black nigga's face.
What am I? What am I?
That's in both shows. It's such a bad fucking. God damn it. Anyway, Chief's grand idea is to leave Quan Ha on this damn. They told me the name of the planet, and I don't care enough to remember.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He leaves Quan Ha behind, and then leaves in his ship and turns the beacon back on so they find him. And instead of giving me a scene where his mans come and pick him up and they have a little conversation about what's going on, no. It cuts to Reach. Chief's de-armored. He's in handcuffs. They take the artifact and he's put in incarceration, where him and Halsey talk about nothing.
Talk about his feelings.
They don't even talk about his feelings. They just talk about nothing.
He tries to talk about his feelings, and Halsey's like, bro, I really don't care.
He asks Halsey about the artifact, and she's like, yo, don't worry about that. And then they do this really weird thing where they start holding hands, and it's just like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to get from this.
It's his mom, bro.
Because Soren says something very interesting before he leaves the planet. He said, anytime anything goes wrong, you run back to mommy being Halsey, of course. So are we going for this weird pseudo incest thing? Is that what we're doing here? Are we going for the surrogate incest storyline? What was that? The boys did that, right? That was the fucking Homelander and old girl.
Yeah.
Disgusting,
I hope it's
man.
not that, because at least the dynamic between Halsey and George was I think a stronger, like, hey, this is a very complicated relationship between a soldier and him projecting feelings of parenthood on this woman. George talking about some, hey mom, and Halsey's like, can I get a sit rep, soldier? The fuck you mean, mom? What are you talking about?
Literally some fucking yo, my toy soldier. Hey mom, what did I just fucking say?
The hell is wrong with you?
God damn it!
Listen.
Oh, and then we get Tux's favorite scene, which is this little white girl that ended up in the Covenant, who's also the same, cut from the same cloth as Mr. John Chief, and they're both like super acolytes of the Forerunners or whatever, Forerunner descendants.
Yeah, they fucking narrowed down the mantle of responsibility from, humans in general to just this one, or to probably it's probably gonna be
10
it's probably gonna be Quan Ha fucking Johnson if we ever get to him.
No, it's gonna be Soren. Or better yet, fucking Kessler.
I don't like either of those candidates. I hope I never see Soren again.
Well, no, you're gonna have to, because Quan Ha's sitting on this fucking rock while Chief is in prison. Oh, they also showed us a really weird scene of old boy on Madrigal just executing people, as if I needed to see that.
Why do I care?
Like, Quan Ha already told people that, this guy's gonna be ruling with an iron fist. He hated my dad, and we find out that he's who put the bounty out on her after, Chief took her away from the UNSC. And then it cuts to a scene of him just killing, because I didn't even think that there were people left on Madrigal, because, they're immigrants, for lack of a better term. They're fucking refugees. So I didn't think that there would be like a whole section of people that followed this little feller here, and now he's just killing the people that don't agree. And basically turning it into like a militaristic nation. And I just assumed that the planet was abandoned after everything happened in episode 1.
We don't get anything, like, we don't get any culture, we don't get any fucking, like, actual, like, real people world building from any of the locations and fucking names that we get. We get a lot of names, by the way. A bunch of planets and places and shit like that. But there's no, the insurrectionists on Madrigal. Like, why do I give a fuck that they got blown up?
Now that I think about it, They really did name that guy leader of the planet in 5 minutes, and within 10, he was killing everybody on the planet that didn't agree. Like, he rounded up everybody that was left on the planet and just killed them.
Is he even leader of the planet, or is he just like an insurrectionist? Fucking like, she called him a traitor. Is he just like,
Well,
hey?
he probably betrayed their little group that they had, but he has his own faction clearly, and then the UNSC named him basically governor of the planet and allow him to run the planet as he sees fit, so long as he plays ball with them. That's how that whole relationship works. So
What were these niggas
him
even
just
beefing
killing women
about?
and children that aren't going to oppose him because they literally cannot. It's literally just them being tongue in cheek for whatever reason. It's just like how old girl was sitting there butt ass naked at the end of the episode. It's something that's in there literally to just to generate noise by making a clippable moment. As fucked up as that sounds, yes, the execution style scene is going to be something that ends up on Twitter and gets a million fucking retweets and likes and comments because it's just off-putting.
I don't even know if that's gonna happen. Like, I don't know. There's just nothing remarkable about this series. Like, there's no one thing you can pinpoint and be like, that was cool. Like, there's nothing there. It just feels like standard sci-fi television show.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like Halo. It feels like you know how when you go to the store and you clearly want Fruit Loops, and then mom goes and gets the Fruity O's from the bottom of the shelf. This is we have Halo at home. Except it's made in part with the people who are actually making the games, which just makes the narrative that they don't know what the fuck they're looking at
And
even stronger.
not the games that you like either. Making
I
the
mean,
games you
they
don't
made
like.
ODST, right?
343?
Yeah, that was theirs, no?
No, that was Bungie.
Oh well, you niggas stink then. Shit.
Bungie's last game was Reach.
Well, shit, you niggas is garbage. I don't
They
know what to
made
tell
they
you.
made 4, they made 5, they made Infinite, and I don't even know if Infinite's good. I have to ask Reza.
Oh yeah, aren't they doing multiplayer on that next year? I think. Oh wait, this year actually, right?
Damn, they don't. We don't even know because they haven't. I don't think they've updated that game since this shit dropped.
This is crazy. They spent all their time and money putting this show together, and it's not good. You niggas
Yes,
should be ashamed of yourselves.
yes, yes.
90 mil.
What did I keep seeing on my YouTube recommended? It's a fucking shit my ears. It's a live service game without the service. It's just live.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's usually what happens because people think that once you pump the game out, you just don't have to do anything until it's time to put DLC out and put more things that you can monetize in the game. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, um, we're done here.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if we'll be back for it. I think episode 3 might be it.
I
Like,
fucking told this guy, man. I told him from episode 1 this shit is not gonna be good. He told me after we watched episode, like a day later, he told me that this shit was clipped because they said that it doesn't get better from here. So what the fuck am I watching? I went a whole episode without anyone killing anything that actually mattered. Instead of them giving me a cool Spartan combat scene and sending them into the field, they're sending them on a field trip to go find this guy. And the action I get is this guy killing a bunch of immigrants.
or maybe like at least have him fight some fucking these niggas that are trying to beef with him on this space
Yeah,
rock.
have him fight these humans without using lethal force. That'd be cool. I'm sure there's a big swole, super duper swole meatball nigga on there for him to fight.
But instead,
Fuck.
we get him pushing a fucking forklift, and I'm supposed to fucking clap my hands.
Poorly, by the way, poorly. He's
Yeah.
leaning on it. He's not even like they put no effort into the scene. He's leaning on the forklift. He's not pushing it back. It's just like obviously I know how the scene is structured. You're supposed to reverse very slowly in the forklift, obviously. But it just looks like you're just reversing it, and he's leaning on it. There's no like. I know you. I forget it, man. It's not a big deal. Whatever.
I really wasn't hoping that this show was worse. It's fucking worse than Ruby. It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, Ice Queendom coming soon. You know what type of time we're finna be on.
I
That
don't know if it's good.
they say that shit is canon adjacent, which means that we're in for a fucking treat.
It's a fucking AU show, but they don't want to say that it's a fucking AU for whatever reason.
No. It's not an AU show. It's fake canon. Is what it is.
Which is crazy. It's not.
It's I mean, it's fake canon that's eventually gonna somehow be worked into this new volume whenever the new volume drops.
Yeah, it's gonna be some dream that White said, "Oh, I had a dream I was a racist,
Well,
guys."
no, it's
And
gonna be canon. It's gonna be like
Blake's
this is a thing that happened during the blank period before we all saddled up and went to go do something cool.
yeah, and then Blake's like, "That wasn't a dream. You are racist."
Right. Anyway, let's tie this shit up. We most likely won't be back for episode 4. We have to follow the 3-episode rule because that's just how fucking TV works. We'll see you guys when we see you. Godspeed.
Goodbye.